Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
Yes, sir. What it do, what it don't, what it is, and what it ain't. It's your boy, Don Otaku, aka Don Solo, aka Solo the Don, aka Solo D Swaggy, aka Don Otaku Bananza. And of course, I'm here with Subegels, aka Subeg, aka the Green Thumb, aka the Gaming Gardener, aka what you got for me today?
AKA Next Gen Bagels, bruh. We're bringing Next Gen Bagels with AI.
And of course, this is Dual-Wield Gaming Podcast, episode 38. I'm pretty sure I got it this time. Wait, let me check.
The meta score of Mind's Eye? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I did it. Okay. Mine back.
Let's go.
But yeah, man. Of course, we here to talk about gaming. But before that,
Yes, sir.
how you been? What you been up to, bro?
Man, I'm still in the grind. You know, I'm trying to hit the gym. I'm trying to get these articles out. I'm trying to game, but you know, it's like I'm just grinding, to be honest. Like I was low key in a rut in the past like few days, not gonna lie, but you know, just gotta keep on just waking up and doing what I gotta do, you know. But I'm good. I'm here. I'm living. You know, I can't complain. What about you?
I've been Gucci. Can't complain too much. Just been working and gaming, getting those Switch 2 reviews out.
Yeah.
Mario Kart World is out.
Switch 2 coverage going crazy right now.
I wasn't expecting to just write a whole review, but you know, I couldn't. It was supposed to be a team effort, but I couldn't.
It kind of was.
Yeah,
was.
It definitely was. But I definitely wrote, like, I was supposed to write a small piece, and honestly, even the one that I submitted was a shortened version of what I really wanted to put. But yeah, I had a lot to say, and I had to make sure I got it all out.
Were you in charge of the score?
Yeah, I thought that he was gonna do a mix of all of our scores, but from what I saw, he only used my score.
Because I was actually kind of happy to see it that high. You know how I feel about the 0.2s and the 0.3s and all that. Like if it was me, I would rather have it a 9.5 or a 9. Like I would rather have either or. But 9.2 is good. 9.2 is good. But yeah, no, it was good. I read the full review. I wish I could have added more to it, but I literally only have like 3 hours of game time. Like when RK hit me up, he actually hit me up about the of Yakuza, and then it like reminded me. I was like, fuck, I need to play Mario Kart 2 so I can at least throw something in there. So it was like that night I just came home from work and just blitzed through the game. Like I literally just like was like, let me just at least play every single track that's here. So I did that, and then yeah, I just wrote something up quick. But yeah, no, you guys definitely carried that review for sure. It was a fun read. I enjoyed it. I think we were that's about as where I'm at with it. Even just playing a little bit of the game, like it's probably one of my favorite games that I've played this year. Just playing a little bit of it for sure. But yeah. I reviewed Welcome Tour too. Forgot about that. That shit.
Wait, what did you score? Because actually, I read the beginning, but I did not get to the end of it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I gave it a 6.5.
Okay.
But you know, because I don't even want to say it's good. You know, like it is what it is. Like I enjoyed parts of it. Even the insights, like I was reading some of these insights, and I'm like you can really see like how much thought went into the game and went into the hardware. But But I just wish it was a little bit more.
Yeah, I heard that they talk about the little connector for the Joy-Cons and why it doesn't break.
Yeah.
What was it? Because I actually don't know what it actually was, but someone mentioned it.
Yeah. So yeah, they talk about everything. They talk about all the ports and all that. You get insights on it, but with like the little Joy-Con connectors, they made it so there's a little bit of give. And it actually makes it so like the console like it doesn't break at all. Like I don't know if you've seen the Jerry Rig video.
Yeah,
have you seen it?
To break it and
yeah, like he was like exactly, and that's because the little connectors have a little give. The coolest thing is about Welcome Tour are the well, that's not the coolest thing, but it's like the interesting things if you care about the hardware are the little like details about it. Like even like if you look at the hardware, there's like a super small gap between the Joy-Cons, right? Like on top and on bottom there's like a really thin gap, and that even in Welcome Tour they talk about how like that has a purpose too. So it's like every little detail on the Switch has purpose, and like you get to read about it and stuff, but still it's just like half the game is just not like fun, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool. It was fun to do. I posted it in places, and like the funniest thing was people weren't even like I would understand if you like critique like the work, like if you have like positive or negative feedback to give, but like people were just shitting on the game for it being fucking $10 or whatever, and it's like that's not even like what I'm trying to even talk about here. Like, you know, like at least read what I have to say, because I'm in agreement with y'all. Like I agree that the game probably shouldn't be charged for any money, but yeah, I mean that's Welcome to our on to Yakuza now, so I'm enjoying it though. I'm enjoying it.
That's what's up. But yeah,
the Switch
and I also have one of our topics, a Donkey Kong Bananza or not review, but direct impressions and an article coming out for that. So tune into LogNet. We got a lot going on, especially with the Nintendo Switch 2. And I'm possibly reviewing Fantasy Life I on the Nintendo Switch 2, since I've been playing the shit out of that.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah. But yeah, that'll be probably the last Switch 2 review before DK, which I did call dibs on as far as reviewing it. But yeah, can't wait. But let's talk about the games that we have been playing as of now, and I'll start. Because as you can see on the screen, Rematch. I did upgrade for the early access, which was $10, but it was worth it because I've been itching to get this game back in my hands since the beta. And remember, the second beta was super like bad. It was so glitchy. Some of that still carries over, but it's definitely not as bad as the beta. It's not as solid as the first beta for whatever reason. Don't know what happened, but it's not as bad as that second beta either. So I'm still disappointed that it's not like, but there's also a bunch of new things that weren't in the original game, like some new animations when catching the ball and all types of like they just have a bunch of new animations for things that just weren't there in the first two betas, which was crazy. So I thought that was cool, but overall, even with the glitches, this game is just fun as hell to play. Me and Ace were playing together. He was definitely just going crazy on the mic at the teammates who were definitely selling. I was being a good teammate and just being like, you know, we got this, don't worry. But yeah, Ace was not having it. But that's that Rocket League life. Like it, like this is the best thing about this game, is that it really just reminds me so much of Rocket League. And yeah, man, the dynamic kind of animations when it comes to the shooting, the dribbling, everything just feels so fluid and so good. The only glitchy part is when contesting the ball, you never know where it's gonna go. Which in the first beta, it always felt like you knew exactly what was gonna happen, depending on like what action you took. But for some reason, like you'll slide into the ball while someone's dribbling, and then literally just like what happened on the screen, he slid to try to kick the ball away. Somehow it went forward. It still like it didn't go the way that it was supposed to, and then he had a free goal. So things like that kind of ruin the experience a little bit, but it's not as consistent as with the second beta. So hopefully they're still tuning that out or tuning it up so that none of that is actually as big of an issue. But yeah, man, this game is great. I still recommend, especially with Game Pass. If you enjoy soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, and you enjoy team games like this, team multiplayer games, it's a must. Shout out to Slow Clap. And then other than that, I been playing the new Fortnite season, Super, which is, I think it's already just in the what we've played so far is better than the last two seasons already. And the new weapons, the new power-ups, the new points of interest, they're all really good so far. Like they have, what is his name? Kill Switch, I think his name is. And you can get his weapon, which is two like revolvers, two pistols that you're able to dual wield, and with them you can kind of do this Matrix like slow down, this like Max Payne kind of style where you like dive through the air and you slow down and you're able to just shoot in the air, which is cool as hell. I don't know if it actually has any benefits as far as, because you're the only one that's standing still. You're like the person you're shooting at is still moving at full speed. So I don't know if it actually gives you an advantage, but it still looks cool as hell doing it. So I do it anyway. And like getting a kill with it is always like hilarious. It's just like stylish as hell just to kill somebody while in the middle of the air. But yeah, I love those weapons. They actually do a lot of damage as well, so they're pretty good. They have the Deadeye DMR, which is OP as hell. It's a DMR, so single shot. It has a little scope on it, but it does a shit ton of damage, especially with headshots. Like even a blue Deadeye DMR, you can take somebody out with 2 headshots at full shield, full health.
Okay.
So it's pretty OP. I've been beasting with that. And then they have these gloves that give you superpowers. So one of them is called the base boost. I don't know whose powers that's supposed to be, but you're able to like boost at the ground to jump super high in the air. And then you can also shoot them forward and they'll knock back vehicles, they'll knock back anyone. But I actually hate this weapon out of all of them because it doesn't, so you know, like the sword or the bat, when you would launch somebody with it, they would take fall damage. So if you were at the top of a cliff and then you launch somebody with the sword, or you launch somebody with the bat and they fell to the bottom of the mountain, they would die. Like that was the whole point of launching them. For whatever reason, with the base boost, that doesn't do much damage. It does like 10 damage whenever it hits somebody, but it pushes them. So I'm like, okay, it's gonna be more for like pushing people into the storm, pushing people off of mountains, because it doesn't do that much damage in the first place. But it gives them fall immunity when you base boost them, which makes no sense, because it's like, what am I supposed to do with this weapon besides use it to run away? Like, it has no kind of combat ability whatsoever. So I don't understand the purpose of the base boost. Oh, also, they added like Fox Dads to the store. So me, my girl, and our friend have been running Peter Griffin, Hank Hill, and Bob Belcher from Bob's Burgers. And it's just been like that's the best squad that we've ever had.
That's awesome.
But yeah, this season has been pretty fun. They have like the Supernova Academy that is kind of like the hero school, and they have these hero caches. So the new mechanic now is that you have this thing called, what is it called? It's like your hero score, and you start off at C, and when you're at hero score C, you're able to open up these chests that are like C level, or you can open up doors in the academy that are C level. But then as you get more kills, or you kill NPC bosses that pop up throughout the map, you rank up, and then you go to B, and then you go to A, and then you go to S. And then the higher your level, the more caches, whatever you want to call them, that you can open up. And then obviously the higher ranked caches and the higher ranked doors have better loot, more legendaries, stuff like that. So I thought that's a pretty cool mechanic that kind of changes the dynamic every match. They also have more of those like spirit babies, except instead of spirit babies, they're superhero babies. So one of them is literally Superman. If you pick him up, you can literally shoot lasers with it, like heat vision, which is pretty cool. And then if you sacrifice it at the little altar, then you gain a boon. I forgot what it does, but you gain a boon for sacrificing them at the altars. And then the orange one, I don't know what he's supposed to be based off of. He gives you the little dashes that you used to get from, I don't know if you played the mythological season with Zeus and Hades and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
The dash, you know, those when you hit the green water and you're able to do the quick dash. Yeah. So that one, it gives you that. If you just throw it down, it'll give you that. So
that's cool.
Yeah. They finally found a new purpose for those, because those things have been just useless for the last 2-3 seasons. Ever since the Avatar, I think was the last season that when they were introduced, or it was the one with Daigo and Kenji, the new people that they brought into the story. That's when they were introduced. So the samurai season, as Cog likes to call it. But yeah, this season is pretty good. I've been enjoying it so far, especially compared to the last two. Even compared to the Star Wars one, this one just feels a lot better. So yeah, that's the new season of Fortnite. And I also jumped into Halo Infinite for the first time in a long ass time, because of the new Halo 3 Legacy update. And Halo is just different. Like, it is, there's only one Halo. I play Splitgate. It feels like Halo. It's kind of there, but when you go back to Halo Infinite, you're like, oh yeah, it's not the same. There's only one Halo. But Halo Infinite is at the point where it's so sweaty. Whenever I get back on here, I'm just like, yeah, it's a wrap for me. Like, I get on here, I'm trying to enjoy myself in the casual modes. There's no casual mode. You gonna get washed no matter where you at. But either way, I was still enjoying myself, especially once I started playing Griffball, which has finally been added to Halo Infinite.
Okay, Griffball, huh?
Yeah. So that's been fun. They have like the Halo 3 version where you don't have sprint, You don't have the slide and everything, so it's more slower, methodical play. But then they also have the infinite version where you can sprint, you can slide, and you have thrusters.
Okay.
So it's like super fast paced. You really gotta like be defensive with it, or you're just gonna let like they can just slide through like so easily if you're not paying attention to the person with the ball because of the movement abilities. So yeah, both modes are really good for what they are, but I've been enjoying Griffball out of everything the most. But yeah, man, I really don't have much else to say. Halo Infinite is back, at least for a little bit. We'll see how long I last on it, but so far, so good.
Let's go.
And I still don't have a way to record my Switch 2 gameplay yet, so nothing that I can put on the screen. But Fantasy Life, I've been going hard in that game. Obviously, Mario Kart World. Been finishing up that. I still have a couple of cups that I need to get 3 stars in. But I keep getting just completely hoed by the end. And yeah, that's really all I've been on this week. Fantasy Life and Mario Kart.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing. What about yourself?
Yeah. So I am still playing FF16. I am still on Yakuza. FF16. I'm about like 8-ish hours in. I'm close to getting to the point where it becomes like where like some big story revelations happen. So I'm trucking along because I think I stopped a little bit over halfway on the PlayStation version. So I'm getting close. I'm getting close already. So it's fun. But I'm having fun with it. Still just it's I'm not. It's not my main game that I'm playing, so it's like it's fun to just hop in, like fight some enemies, have some fun bosses, and then just hop out. Outside of that, like I said, Yakuza 0. I am on chapter 2 now. I'm trying to actually do as much of the side content as I can because when I did go through all the Yakuza games, like back in like 2019, 2020, I was just running through them. I wasn't even trying to like do all the side content stuff. So like I did some, but I remember like there's so much that I just didn't do. And for the most part, I don't usually play like the secondary games, like the management games and all that stuff. I usually dip out on that, but I'm gonna try to do all the management stuff.
How dare you?
And
that's literally the main game.
But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it all this time. I'm gonna try to maybe not 100% it because the Yakuza games are long already, but I'm gonna do the side quests and I'm gonna do the secondary stuff. But outside of that, Mario Kart, I'm so ready. I'm so ready to jump in online. Like now that I know the Grand Prix and I know some of the races and stuff, I'm excited. I'm excited to see because the best way to learn the courses, honestly, is like going online and like trying to like chase after the people that are like in front of you, like especially like the people that know the shortcuts and stuff, and just like seeing what they do. That's how you or that's at least how I learn. I remember back in the day when I used to play MK8 Deluxe with my boy Alejandro, like he knew all the shortcuts, so it's like I would literally just do my best to just follow him, and then at a certain extent I just knew his path, and then I could get like the little draft boosts and stuff, then I could get ahead and stuff. So man, the game is so much fun. I still need to dive into the open world, start collecting some P-switches, because I haven't even done anything in the open world yet, like not a single thing. So I'm excited to dive into the open world. But I'm trying to think, what else have I played? I booted up a little bit of Ni no Kuni 2 on the Switch 2, because that's a game that had an unlocked frame rate on the base Switch. So I'm only like 30 minutes into it because I was playing it last night. But you jump in, automatic 60 The resolution's not any better though. It still is a little low, but the 60 FPS is nice, especially in the handheld. You don't even notice the resolution stuff for the most part. So I played a little bit of that. I'm actually surprised that it's because the first one was more like turn based.
Yeah.
And this one's like action. Yeah, I didn't even realize that going into it that it's not a turn based game, but yeah, it's
I mean, the first one wasn't a turn based game either. It was definitely real time. It was more like Xenoblade.
Yeah, like you can move around and stuff, but you have to like click on the attacks that you want to do and stuff, and you have to wait for it, and it's like cooldown based and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, it's that was a nice surprise actually, because I didn't really want another turn based game. I already am like thinking of playing like a bunch of them too, because like I have Persona 3 the remake downloaded on the Xbox and stuff, so I'm trying to play some other ones and like drop some others. Like I think I'm not even gonna play Claire anymore. Like I might wait and hold that off for until later. But yeah, Ni no Kuni, it's fun. I'm liking it's definitely simple, the combat, but I like that it's action. I like this pivot. Yeah. And there's like a management type game in Ni no Kuni 2 as well, right?
That is literally the only reason. That's the only thing that kept me playing that game. I'm not even gonna lie to you. The town management, the kingdom management, that was the main gameplay for me. The action stuff, that was the side piece. That is one of the only one of the few games that I've 100% because of that kingdom building element. Because I had to 100% it to complete the town management stuff, like the kingdom management stuff completely. So I was like, well, I guess I gotta get everything in the damn game just to get every single villager and get this town to unlock every single unlock for the kingdom. So yeah, one of the few 100% for me, and I loved everything about that game though. Like I'm not gonna say like the combat was bad or anything like that. I loved all of that. Yeah. Also, I loved everything about that game. Definitely enjoyed it a lot more than the first one.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's just another game that I could sit cozy up with the Switch and just play. You know, that's the one thing I'm loving about it. Like when I am on the Xbox or on the PlayStation, or even when I'm playing shit on the PC Game Pass, like I care so much about getting the achievements and shit. But it's like when I'm on the Switch, man, I don't give a shit about it. Like I just play the games, you know. I just play the games until I'm done, until I don't want to play them anymore. So it's nice in that aspect, and it's just so easy to just pick up and play it. Like I don't know, man. I'm loving the Switch too. I'm loving my time with it. Even with Welcome Tour, like all the times that it tells you to take the system out of the dock and then use it in handheld or use mouse mode and like all that stuff. Like I found that stuff like pretty neat. But I'm trying to think what else. I beat the Ninja Gaiden Ragebound demo. It's only 4 levels. They kind of tease you at the end a little bit. It was like, because you can tell that in the main game, the 4th level is going to end in a boss fight. But in the demo, it's like, all right, the boss fight's about to start. You're done. Yeah, like they cut you off. And I'm like, ah. But yeah, it's sick. I'm loving it. I'm crossing my fingers that I could review it. I'm definitely there if I can get it. But yeah, what else have I feel like I'm missing something.
I missed something because it just popped up on the screen, and that's Tony Hawk 3 and 4 demo.
Okay, go for it.
Hated it.
Yeah? You didn't like it?
I've realized that I can never go back to Tony Hawk. Skate has
after
ruined
Skate,
me.
Yup.
Because I just can't do it, bro. It does not feel right. It doesn't feel good to play. I'm a skate boy. That's all it is. But I loved all the new additions, like all the new skaters, the new music, the fact that they started like the menu music when you boot it up is Kick Push by Lupe Fiasco, which I've always been like, how has that not been in any skating games up to this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the vibes, everything was right. I was like, yeah, bro, this might be it for me. It wasn't it for me, bro. I think the only thing that can bring me into, like, out of all of these remasters and stuff, it has to be Underground. That's the only thing that's gonna be able to get me to play through a Tony Hawk game, because Underground is my favorite game in the franchise, and I can put up with it because I love the like story mode part of the game that they had. So yeah, I'll give 3 and 4 another chance when it comes into Game Pass, though. See if the full game kind of does it better for me.
Yeah.
But that was it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm looking at the Game Pass stuff. I want to try the FBC game, but I don't know. Like, the reviews kind of seem like they're like somewhat mixed. The Alters looks interesting, but I don't know if that's the type of game that I'm like wanting to play right now, because it's kind of like a management game, but like a Death Stranding game at the same fucking time, or a Strand type game or whatever.
We're not using that phrase. Don't do that. Just call it a walking sim like everyone else.
A walking sim, for sure. And then there's the Hades-like game that just came out. Lost in Random, The Eternal Die.
Oh, is that supposed to be a Hades-like?
It's like top down, isn't it? Top down roguelike.
I haven't looked into it at all. I only played the original. The original one.
Yeah, it looks like it.
So I never even looked at it. The sequel of it. I just thought that it was gonna be just like the original Lost in Random.
Nah, it's not. It's not like how that's almost like a platformer, or am I incorrect?
There's a little bit of that, but it's more of a 3D adventure game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's that one. Dude, there's so much. I'm actually gonna be on Rematch for sure when it launches. So I'm gonna download that after we're done. But yeah, I guess there's not much else I've been playing, to be honest.
No doubt. Anything on the radar for you?
Ooh,
besides Donkey Kong.
nah, definitely Donkey Kong for sure. Nothing else really.
All right, well.
Oh wait, actually, I do have one that's supposed to get a release date, or supposed to drop at least by the end of this month. But Chained Echoes DLC is supposed to come out. It's supposed to come out this month, but I haven't seen any new update for it. So, by June 30th should be out, but if not, then hopefully sometime soon. But I'm excited for that one though, because I bought the base game. It's Play Anywhere, so I'm trying to dive into it and beat it and get to the DLC when it comes out. But yeah, that's definitely one that's on my radar for sure.
All right, and obviously the on the radar for today is gonna be Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Oh yeah.
We just got the direct showcasing everything to offer, or I shouldn't say everything, but a lot of the missing pieces for this game that kind of bring it together. And we've gotten a few single game direct over the years. I think this one might be, I would say top two. I would say top two because I was gonna say the best, but I think Smash Ultimate takes that crown. But I think they did a really good job of showcasing this game. And I feel like even people who weren't sold, which I don't know how you saw the original trailer and you weren't sold, are now like completely sold on the game. And I already knew that this game was going to be ambitious because of the destructible environment element of it. But now it seems that they have gone way further than even I expected with this game. But let's just get overall thoughts first. So how are you feeling overall about the game after watching what you did of the direct?
Yeah, this is they definitely threw out the addition to the game. Like I think it was you that was saying like there's gonna be something that's like hidden in there that they're gonna show off like later on, like they did with the Odyssey with the cap and stuff, right? So, that's man. That I as I was telling you before, I was watching it and I stopped like almost at the halfway point a little bit after. I was tired of getting spoiled, man. I'm getting the experience spoiled for me. They're showing it all off, but yeah, no, the game looks sick. Definitely an evolution of a 3D platformer. This is what I want to see. A diverse move set where there is a skill ceiling, where there is there's room for improvement to get better, to get faster in the levels, all that stuff. That's what I love to see. The challenge levels and stuff like that.
So you said the opposite of Astrobot.
Exactly. Well, yeah, sure. For sure. Exactly, the opposite of Astrobot. That's hella funny. But yeah, no, I'm excited, man. It's coming up. This is coming up. But you got the full deets, right?
Oh yeah. So, like I said, I just had put out an article going in depth with everything that the direct kind of showed off. But overall thoughts. This is Tears of the Kingdom levels of ambition and innovation.
Yeah.
Because we've seen a ton of games that have either partially destructible environments, or they do have fully destructible environments, but at a cost, such as games like Minecraft or Teardown. Even some survival games have some elements of, like No Man's Sky, you can kind of do the little terraforming kind of thing, but it's never been on this type of scale and scope where this looks like a world that you would just play in any game. It like graphically, it's not toned down. It's not blocky. It doesn't have the lack of textures. It's not voxel. And yet it just so seamlessly, you can just tear anything from anywhere and it just works. Remember, Crackdown 3 was the one. That was I'll never forgive them, because that was my most anticipated game. The fully destructible world has been something that I have so Guerrilla, Red Faction's Guerrilla was the closest thing we've ever gotten to that. And even that game still had limits, because obviously the ground, mountains, things like that were not destructible. It was more buildings, and that was it. But Crackdown 3 was the one that I was just like, bro, this is what I've been waiting for. And of course, we know what happened with that game. Count your days. I think it was Epic who bought CloudGen. Did nothing with them, by the way, but bought them and canceled or basically took away the engine that they were using that powered Crackdown 3, and they had to kind of half-ass put something together, and we got that like training room looking ass multiplayer mode. I'll never forgive them, bro. But that game had to use the power of 10 Xbox Ones to pull off what it was doing. Nintendo somehow were able to do that on a handheld that's not even as powerful as the top of the line current gen hardware that we have. When no other game on those platforms on any PC is doing what this game is doing. That is why Nintendo will always be the GOATs. It's the same with like Tears of the Kingdom. No one was doing anything that was being done in Tears of the Kingdom. And they were doing
not even close.
Not even close. And it was being done on something that was half the power of an Xbox One. Like, and I'm talking about OG Xbox One, not even like a One X.
The fucking brick.
So, bro, like people get at me for being a Nintendo fan and like shilling for Nintendo, but
they gonna always doubt, bro.
No,
they gonna always doubt.
It's like I can't help but say the things that I say when I look at the rest of the industry, and they can't even pull off half the shit that Nintendo does. Every release, every Mario, I shouldn't say every release, but they're big releases. Mario, Zelda, and now Donkey Kong is even up there with them.
Bro, even Splatoon, shit like that, bro. Like they're even with their third party partners, like with the Team Ninja and all them, like they just cook, bro. They just cook.
So yeah, chilling aside, glazing aside, let's dig into the game itself. So we already know about the destructible environments. We know about the move set. They did show off a little bit more, like the chunk jump, which is like a double jump that you can pick up a rock and then kind of throw it and jump off of it, which looks pretty cool. You can now use soft surfaces like sand and stick them together to build new paths and new structures, which is pretty cool. They went more in depth with the Void Company, which is the bosses of this game, the main antagonists, and they have like they create these kind of mechanized soldiers that you'll be fighting as bosses, and the boss battles look pretty cool. They definitely look better than the Super Mario Odyssey bosses, which is literally like the one negative that I always give Super Mario Odyssey, is that those bosses were terrible. Just easy as hell, no kind of style. But this seems like the opposite of that, so I'm happy about that. But they also showed off the different biomes that you'll be going through, and all of this is like everything that you see in the game is underground, which is crazy. So the deeper you go, you get to different biomes that some look like beaches. There's a snowy area. There's like a jungle. And what I don't understand is that Donkey Kong's trying to get Pauline to the surface. So why are they going deeper underground? That don't make any sense to me, but I guess we'll find out in the game. But bro, this game looks insane. The 2D platforming sections, they even had like the sticker brush level from Donkey Kong Country 2. Hopefully and then they got renditions of the classic Donkey Kong Country music. They had the DK rap in the direct. Like, bro, they're cooking. This is, I'm sorry to say, like, I don't know why I even doubt, because I was like, you know what, this game is gonna be in the 90s, it's gonna be great. I just don't think that it's gonna be a game of the year contender, right? I don't know what I was thinking when I thought that, because this is the 3D Mario team. They haven't said it yet, but this is the 3D Mario team. And if it's not the 3D Mario team, they definitely had they're using the same engine, and they definitely had some help from the 3D Mario team, because you can literally, even like, they showed off a lot of the stuff that looked like the 3D Mario team, but in the direct, it's so much more obvious. from the customization, the shops literally look like the shops in Super Mario Odyssey. The like different collectibles, the different currencies, it is screaming like the Odyssey team just kind of did not want to make another Super Mario right off the bat, and they were like, you know what, let's do Donkey Kong instead. But yeah, Donkey Kong himself is more expressive than ever. He looks amazing, and at first we kind of knew Pauline was going to be in the game because Nintendo of Korea accidentally leaked a key art that had her. So I'm kind of upset that surprise was spoiled. But that would have been like a crazy thing in the direct to see Pauline pop out of the rock that was his partner. So I love that, like this new dynamic, because we all know the original game, Donkey Kong 1981 arcade game, Pauline was the damsel in distress and Donkey Kong was the villain that Jumpman was the one who had to save her from Donkey Kong. But now they're teamed up, which just adds so many questions as far as like the lore of Donkey Kong. What does this mean? Because you would think, oh, this is a young Pauline. That means that this is a prequel to the arcade Donkey Kong. But Cranky Kong is in the game, and Cranky Kong is the original Donkey Kong. The Donkey Kong that you play with in Country is his grandson, yes. So how do we have a young Pauline when adult Pauline already came and went? If we're going by the 1981 game, unless Pauline adopted the Donkey Kong naming scheme, and Pauline just named her daughter Pauline, or granddaughter, whatever. I don't know which one it's supposed to be. But yeah, I'm kind of, I want to like see how I'm actually interested in the story because of their relationship, and like how does it end? Because if they go into like, somehow it leads into the original Donkey Kong game, that's going to be pretty exciting. But that part is pretty cool. Like the story, the dynamic between Donkey Kong and Pauline, that actually has me excited. The collectibles, the soundtrack definitely sounds fire so far. The fact that you get a lot of vocal tracks from Pauline, like at the beginning of the direct you hear her singing, and then at the end of the direct they end with a different song, which I think they liked how people reacted to Jump Up Superstar, and they were like, you know what, let's go all in with the vocal tracks from Pauline. So yeah,
bro, what if this all leads up to New Donk City, man?
that's what I'm saying. It had like,
oh, that'd be crazy.
So yeah, there's also co-op in this game. Obviously not the co-op that I would have wanted, but it's similar to Super Mario Odyssey, where someone can control Pauline, and then Pauline is actually weaponized with her voice. She can basically shoot out materialized words that are destructive projectiles, and she can just aim and shoot with the mouse controls, which is pretty cool, using those mouse controls. And I was reading from my article, but Robert Kellett is reviewing it now, so
that's funny.
What else? So there's co-op mode. It's there, I guess, for, you know, when your girlfriend wants to be interactive while she's watching you play. Girlfriend mode, is what I like to call it. because that's all it is. The music, I talked about that. What else did I forget? So like talked about the 2D sections. I think that's about it from the direct. Oh no, I ain't talking about the Bananza forms. That's where shit started to go down, bro. My man went Super Saiyan 4 on he went Gear 4 Luffy when he went into the Kong Bananza mode. That shit was fire. So you got the Bananza form, the Bananza transformations that he can go into. The Kong Bananza, he just gets super swole and he's able to just break through anything, even the things that were the materials that were indestructible before, he can just break through them. Then he has the Zebra transformation where super fast and he can run on water and also run across like brittle paths that he wasn't able to, like, he was too heavy or too slow to run across without falling before. Then the ostrich form, you're able to glide through the air, and you can even drop egg bombs on the enemies as you're like soaring over them. And they were showing how you can link them together. You can switch between them at any time, just kind of making the platforming, like what you can do with those platforming, or what you can do with the platforming with all three of those powers together is gonna be crazy. I can already see the type of shit that people are gonna pull off, kind of like Super Mario Odyssey with Cappy, bro. I'm way too excited for this game now. This direct got me on one. Now that GTA 6 is no longer coming in 2025, this is definitely the most ambitious game of the year, and it's not even close. Like, I want someone to tell me, bring any game and tell me that it's more ambitious than Donkey Kong Bonanza. You can't. They're doing things that you won't see in any game in the next 5 years, even after this game comes out. Just like Tears of the Kingdom came out, Breath of the Wild came out, and you're barely starting to see people finally adopt things from Breath of the Wild, and you're not gonna see stuff like the fuse ability or Ascend coming out of any games from Tears of the Kingdom. So yeah. Also, there's a, well, I guess there's not, it's only Pauline who's like voice acted because she's the only human. But she actually has a surprising amount of dialogue, more than I was expecting. Like, even Peach doesn't get to talk as much. Like, she'll have just a few lines. But in this one, they seem to be going hard with the voice acting for Pauline, which I actually hope that kind of translates to the next 3D Mario as well, where we'll actually get more conversations. Obviously not from Mario. I don't want Mario to talk like he does in the movies or in the movie, but I want like the other characters to be fully voiced, you know? Also, I'm gonna let Pokemon Legends ZA slide, but if the next mainline Pokemon is not voice acted, I'm gonna be upset, bro, because it's so weird. I don't know why, but with the newer Pokemon games, they do all of this like cinematic flair where it's like a cutscene and they should be talking, their mouths are moving, but there's nothing coming out and it just looks bad. Whereas but you see it with JRPGs that, like, obviously more budget JRPGs, they do the same thing, but they don't do like the cinematics where it just looks like it should be a fully voiced cutscene, so it's okay. But it's like y'all went through all of this effort to do this fully animated cutscene. It's dynamic, and then nothing is coming out of it, and it's so upsetting. So Game Freak, stop hoarding all of that money that y'all have. I shouldn't say it's all of them, but they just be hoarding this money and not actually doing anything with it. But I digress. Anything else you want to say on Donkey Kong Bonanza?
Other than the game looks fucking awesome. I'm excited. Nah, nothing really. I'm excited to see what else is in the game now. Like, because I didn't see the rest of the direct, so I'm excited. I'm already muting some of the words on Twitter too and shit. So I'm not trying to get spoiled.
Last thing I'll say is not that much of a spoil, but there is a secondary mode in the game called DK Artist, and this what it does is that you can use the mouse controls to literally sculpt. And like you can sculpt different figures out of they'll give you a ball of stone and you can chip away with it with the mouse controls to like sculpt whatever you want. And you can either start with a ball or you can start with DK's head and kind of work from there. And I thought that was pretty cool. You can add different materials to change the colors. They showed off like Mario, they showed off Bowser, they showed off this like bust, like a art piece that was like a bust. So yeah, that's not for me, but it'll be cool to see like what the community can actually make with it.
Yeah,
but you know, I gotta come for you, Subeg. You thought I forgot.
Go for it. I didn't think you forgot.
So if y'all heard earlier episodes about a month ago, month and a half maybe, my man Subeg was like, Donkey Kong look good, but it don't got no visual style. It don't. I was like, bro, what are you watching? It's like it just looks visually bland. I'm like, where? Like, where is this coming from? And after watching this direct, seeing all the different biomes, seeing how crispy this game looks and runs, Subeg, what? How?
Hey, I'm gonna bend the knee, bro. I'm gonna bend the knee. I'm not here. I'll do it here. I hella forgot, bro. I remember before the PS5 Pro came out, I said if I ever bought that shit, I would have to bend the knee. So this is me making do, bro. This is me making do. Let me make some space, bro. I bend the knee, bro. Nah, the game looks amazing, man. I'm hella hyped.
Yeah, so that's the On the Radar. Coming out July 17th. I think exactly 30 days from now. We'll have the real showcase for the Nintendo Switch 2. Like, Mario Kart World is cool.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, it's gonna sell more, but
yeah.
Donkey Kong Bonanza is the real showcase for the Switch 2.
Yep.
Technically, and even just like how good it looks. I think at some points it looks better than Mario Kart, even though Mario Kart's a little less scale comparatively.
Yeah.
So yeah. Shout out to Nintendo.
Absolutely.
All right. With that, let's go ahead and get into. Ooh, let me turn this off. So let's get into some of our topics, which I don't think we have too much, but get some of the quick ones out of the way. Did you know that PlayStation VR is the greatest VR platform of all time, and everyone is using it? and it's the one that all the developers love.
Bro, are you turning into Jeff Keighley, bro? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, if you didn't know that, that's because it was a fucking lie. Because the PSVR 2 is essentially dead, and to quicken the death of this platform, one of the biggest VR games, if not the biggest VR game out there, is ending support for the PSVR 2. And that is Beat Saber.
Oh no.
So starting June 2025, Beat Saber, which is right now, I guess effective immediately, Beat Saber is ending support for the PS4 and PS5, PSVR 1 and PSVR 2, which means no new content after this month. Multiplayer will no longer be available after January 21st, 2026.
That's fucking crazy.
But the game will still be available to purchase. So
that's crazy.
PSVR 2 it came out 2021 or 2022?
I think it came out in I thought it came out in 23 actually.
Has it only been 2 years?
Let me make sure. Hold up. It might be 22, but I could be. Hold on. PSVR 2 release date. It might be 22. No, dude, it was February 22, 2023.
Damn. It's only been out for 2 years. And
yeah,
it's already essentially dead.
Fuck.
So this is crazy because what could possibly be Beat Saber? Like, the support has to be bad for Beat Saber to not even justify continuing support for it. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
I knew PSVR 2 did bad. I didn't think it was doing this bad. Even with the sales and everything, I thought that they would have picked up a lot more sales once they dropped it down to like $399.
Yeah, they practically slashed the hardware in price by half. Cause it launched at $599 and now it was
$649.
But yeah, it was like $600 or something for like a bundle. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, I think if you only got it, they might have had a $599, but I remember that $649 and King was going at Tom Henderson because he was saying it was gonna be 600 plus, and then Tom Henderson was like, "Nah, it's gonna be like 500 for like 400." So yeah, but
that's hella funny.
This is a crazy hardware failure, which is funny because we were thinking that PS Portal was going to be like the big failure, and that actually ended up picking up steam.
Yeah,
but RIP PlayStation VR 2. Meta is just way too powerful when it comes to the VR scene, honestly. I don't think there's a chance of anyone really coming into the space and beating them out unless they are able to provide a complete hardware spec that beats out the Meta 3 at a better price point, and then also have storefront that's able to get all of the games like Meta. Like, Meta has exclusive games compared to Steam VR and all these other ones. That's what really keeps it's almost like exclusive sale, but you know, I'm the crazy one if I say that. But yeah, the Meta Quest is just way too strong of a platform. I don't think anyone's really gonna come and kind of beat them in the VR space anytime soon.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's cheap too. It's cheap. It's wireless. They give you like a game or two with it.
The the wireless part. Because I've played VR wired and it does get in the way.
Bro, I might pick it up. I want a VR unit. It's just I just been waiting for one to like be like a good price range. But every time I go to Costco, I see those Quest 3 Quest 3S bundles, and it's like $349, and it's like it's cheap. So or it's cheap compared to other VR stuff. But
RIP my HP Reverb G2. Amazing headset. Died on me. Piece of shit. I'll never forgive HP for that cheap ass hardware.
Yeah, that's hella funny.
So yeah, yeah, that's really all I gotta say on this topic. Do you think there will ever be a PSVR 3? After 2, I mean, the first one was it did what it needed to do because it was a niche space at the time, and they were one of the first to be there, and they sold about 10 million plus, which is pretty decent for that. But after the PSVR 2, do you think they'll ever do this attempt again?
No, I think they're gonna they always have some sort of like something alongside like their main thing. Sometimes it's a handheld, sometimes it's the fucking PS Move bullshit. Sometimes it's or this time it was the PSVR stuff. I think they're gonna go back to the handheld thing. Like I think they want their like secondary device to be a handheld. So I think this is gonna be the last VR unit they'll make. But who knows? Maybe they might. I'm surprised that they haven't done like a PSVR 2 revision, like a maybe something that's wireless, like something that's I don't know. I'm surprised they haven't done that yet.
They know, or they wanted to sell PS5s, which is why it'll be hard to make it wireless and also connect to the PS5, right?
I see.
So, because if you make it wireless, people are gonna want it to be a standalone product. Which was the problem with the PS Portal, is that it needed a PS5 in the first place.
Yeah.
So, if it's gonna be wireless and still needs to connect to the PS5, you can make it work, but there's gonna be latency compared to a wire. Versus the Quest 3, the whole product is in the headset.
Yeah, I see. But yeah, I think this is probably it. Whatever the next device that they make, it probably will have like the ability to let you connect the PSVR 2 and like play your VR games and stuff like that. But I don't think they'll make another one. I think this might just be it.
Yep. Same. I feel exactly the same. I think PlayStation is done with VR unless there's some kind of breakthrough that makes it consumer friendly for every consumer, not just the hardcore gamer. Which even then, I still think they would be hesitant to jump into it first. They would probably wait until it takes off and then think about doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that's PlayStation VR 2. Let's see, what's another small topic? So according to a Korean news site, mtn.co.kr, it seems that Crimson Desert might have an official release date. November 2nd, 2025 for the global release. So I'm reading the translated version, so bear with me if there's any misspells or misquotes, mistranslations. The article is by Seoljung Jian. I'm pretty sure I fucked that up. But Pearl Abyss's highly anticipated Crimson Desert, it says Red Desert, but I'm pretty sure that's just a translation error, is scheduled to be released on November 2nd. Some observers have observed that the launch may be pushed back to 2026, but the launch will be carried out as originally planned, which was announced to be released in the fourth quarter of this year. The release of GTA 6 has been postponed to next year, and it's interesting to see if Crimson Desert can win the honor of Game of the Year. According to an interview with Money Today, broadcasting MTN on the 17th, Pearl Abyss has tentatively decided the release date of Crimson Desert on November 2nd and is proceeding with the final stage of development. If there are no surprises, this date will be finalized as the official release date. So,
yeah.
how are we feeling? That honestly, if Donkey Kong Bonanza is the most ambitious, Crimson Desert is the one, the closest one to it, right behind it, for this year. That's how I feel from everything that we've seen from that game. The only thing is, I have more faith that Nintendo can actually pull off everything that they're promising. While I feel like Pearl Abyss may flounder in a couple areas,
Like come up short.
yeah, just a little.
Yeah,
But I still
that.
feel like it's gonna be a great game regardless.
Yeah.
But how are we feeling about Crimson Desert and actually getting some confirmation that it's gonna be hidden this year, or at least possibly, barring any kind of bugs or something that pops up that causes a delay?
Yeah, man, this game is cool. I really appreciate the developers for this game at least, because they're the ones that were like, yeah, we're not going to take an exclusive bag, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like big ups to that, because you know, the more places your game is at, it's the better. But this game looks sick, dude. Like the mix of, like, it kind of has like a little bit of Breath of the Wild in there, right? It kind of has a little bit of Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah,
a little bit of
Shadow of Mordor. It got everything that I could possibly want in the game.
Yeah, man. So let's just see if they could land the plane, man. Let's see. I'm crossing my fingers for a Play Anywhere, for Xbox Play Anywhere, because if it's there, I'm gonna buy it there. But yeah, that's the game looks sick.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this game. I've been excited for it since the first trailer. But when I first saw it and I saw Pearl Abyss, I was like, yeah, this game's never coming out. And I was like, and if it does come out, it's not gonna be, oh, they're doing it. But now that people have actually had their hands on it and people have played it and have gotten a chance to actually explore this world and everything and do drop kicks and stunners, RKOs, and all the types of wrestling moves, I'm like, yeah, bro, I can actually believe that this actually exists. It's a real thing now. So I'm super hyped. But also Counter Day is Pearl Abyss, because where's DokeV? That better be the next game. Y'all better immediately start working on DokeV after this. So yeah. And then also, shout out to this dumbass Doomy Ray, who was under this post talking about, LOL, this game is gonna die in 2 months. MMOs are terrible on console, and I had to roast her ass, or him, whoever this is.
It's not even an MMO, right?
I was like, it's not even an MMO. At least do basic research before talking shit.
Bruh.
So yeah. All right, but any final thoughts on Crimson Desert before we move on?
Other than, yeah, it looks fucking sick. I want to see it. Hopefully it comes out this year.
I didn't pick up Crimson Desert on my fantasy league because I knew it was gonna be teetering on the line of 2026 or 2025. I think Ace, or it was either Ace or it was Mars who picked up Crimson Desert. All right, we got new details on Final Fantasy Tactics, the remake, of course. And I was already disappointed in this game because it wasn't the type of remake that I thought it was going to be. But after reading the new details on this game, I have even more reason to be disappointed. And I feel like everyone should be disappointed in this release. So, seems that the project started in 2018, but entered full production after Final Fantasy 16. Now, either way, I don't care if it started in like 2018. That's 7 years ago. Okay, 16 came out in 2022. They went into full production for 3 years, and this is what y'all are pulling out. Okay. There will be no new music, no new missions, no War of the Lions content, which was the additional content from the I think which system did they launch it on, and they added new content? I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't really remember.
Vita or DS?
I think it was probably PSP or DS. Yeah,
one of those. There will be new voice lines and interactions, and they have changed the timing to acquire Cloud, which used to be super hard to, like, you have to play the game for a long time to unlock Cloud. So I think they made it a little bit easier to get Cloud.
PSP and Apple Store.
Okay, yeah,
that's
PSP. So yeah. And then they're charging $50 for this game. Half-assed pixel remaster that they're calling a remake. No new, like they didn't even, at least like every remaster, every remake, they kind of do like for older pixel style games, they always do like renditions of the music and stuff like that. They couldn't even do that, bro. Come on. This game is a cash grab, and all of the hype for Final Fantasy Tactics Remake, because for it to be in development for this long, we knew about this game for years. Was it 2020 that we first heard about the Final Fantasy Tactics Remake? I'm over here thinking,
NVIDIA leaks.
Yeah, I'm over here thinking, oh, it's been 5 years and they're finally about to announce it. This shit's about to look crazy. And it's the same half-ass pixel remaster that they did for the 6 Final Fantasy games. You can get all of those for $20 more. This is crazy. But how are you feeling after all of these new details?
Yeah, I mean, I already wasn't gonna get this one because I'm not, like, I have a ton of tactics games and like these like little strategy games that I already need to play. So I was gonna already pass out on this, but yeah, this is definitely disappointing. I remember that was your initial reaction when you seen it, right? It was like,
yes.
Like, what is this? Like, this just looks like the fucking the original game. But yeah, we're still waiting for FF9. Hopefully that's soon, but
hopefully it doesn't look like the original game, just slightly up-res.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, what could they have possibly been doing from 2018 to 2025 with this game? That's what I really don't. If there's no new missions, they didn't record new renditions of the music. They didn't even add the War of the Lions content. They're probably going to sell that as DLC, which is the worst part. What did they do for 7 years? And if we don't want to count the pre-production, what did they do for 3 years? You know what comes out in 3 years? A new Pokemon game, and at the very least, it's all new content. So what the hell were y'all doing? Square Enix, count your days. You get the first count your days of the day. So yeah, I'm anti-excited for Final Fantasy Tactics, but if you are a fan, I mean, I'm a fan of Final Fantasy Tactics. That's the worst part about it. But I'd rather just play the original at this point. Like, I'm okay emulating.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's that. All right, what else we got on the agenda? Oh yeah, we got a very exciting announcement from Konami and Bloober Team, as it seems that they have already started on the remake of Silent Hill 1. Konami and Bloober are back at it again to do the first game, and I'm here for it, bro. because that Silent Hill 2 remake made me a believer. A believer. A believer.
That's hella funny.
That's what we're calling ourselves, you know. But I was one of the biggest Bloober team haters of all time. Like I could roast them for 24 hours straight if need be because of all the shit games that they were putting out and making me hype for the medium, and then that game was a piece of shit. So, you know, I was super skeptical when I found out that they were making Silent Hill 2. Turned out that game is one of the best horror games that I've played in a really long time. And they even put out an interview saying that they're done making shitty games and that we
covered that.
Yeah, we covered that. They were like, we're gonna use Silent Hill 2 as a baseline, and we're gonna create new games that are on that quality level. And I'm like, yo, I'm with this new Bloober team. I'm gonna, like, if they can pull off a new game, which they have Chronos, the New Dawn coming out this year, and it looks sick. It looks amazing. If they can pull off that game, there's no doubt in my mind that this Silent Hill 1 remake will not be good. And I think Bloober team will actually make a name for themselves if they're able to pull off Chronos and Silent Hill 1 remake all back to back. So, I'm actually hyped. Like, this is a stark contrast from when I found out that they were making Silent Hill 2. Because I'm actually hyped that they're continuing with this. And if they improve that engine even more, yeah, bro, it's about to be. I actually never played the first Silent Hill. I've literally only played Silent Hill 2. Like, that's the only Silent Hill game that I've ever played. So I'm really excited because this will be an actual new experience for me. But I know you're not the horror game guy. But how are you feeling about the Silent Hill 1 remake?
Yeah, man, I'm definitely not the horror game guy, but I want to be, dude. Eventually, I'm gonna suck it up. Eventually, I'm just gonna watch. It's gonna be, yeah, no Diddy, no Diddy Kong. No, I'm just kidding. But eventually, it's gonna be a day where I'm literally gonna just play through like a bunch of them, like at once, just getting through all of them at once. Cause I have so many, like just looking at my shelf, I have Resident Evil 4 remake, I have Resident Evil 7, and I have Resident Evil 8. I know I have what's it called, Dead Space on the Xbox, and that's also on the Game Pass as well. Yep. So, and I have Alan Wake, and I have Alan Wake 2. So I have so many. So I just gotta get through them. Even though I know Alan Wake 1 is not really like a horror game, but I know the second one is definitely more of a horror game. But I mean, yeah, man,
some of those Resident Evil games I wouldn't even consider horror games.
Yeah, they're definitely more on the side of action. But I even have a Silent Hill 2 on the Steam, so I even could get through that. But yeah, and Silent Hill F2 that's coming out too. I know that's not Bloober,
but yeah, it definitely takes a lot of the DNA from Silent Hill 2 remake, and it looks really good.
Exactly. Yeah, with the melee combat and stuff. So yeah, man, big this is cool. I told my my homie Roman, he's huge into horror games and Silent Hill and stuff. He actually was the one telling me that Silent Hill 2 should have won Game of the Year last year. I'm like, bro.
I mean, I would have accepted that, honestly.
Yeah,
you know how
anything
crazy
over Astro
that would have been? No. Imagine you are the team. You are the studio that everyone calls one of the shittiest in your genre. And you go from being the shittiest in your genre to winning Game of the Year. That would be a crazy story. The comeback story of the century. But also, I don't subscribe to remakes winning Game of the Year, so I wouldn't want that to happen either.
Yeah, but this is cool. This is a good sign. This is a good sign that that Konami's still comfortable with using their IPs. Bloober is building a repertoire of good games, hopefully. So yeah, this is cool. I'm happy. I'm happy for the Silent Hill bros.
And Silent Hill is fully back on the menu. But Konami, please don't forget Castlevania.
And
it seems Metal Gear Solid is going to be back on the menu as well by the end of this year.
Mm-hmm.
But Castlevania is right there. And when you bring back Castlevania, it better be at least on the level of that Bloodstained game that's coming out, or you gonna have to step it up. I ain't gonna lie, because that Bloodstained is looking incredible.
I've actually heard some things about Castlevania.
I know
I don't know.
Works, but
yeah, I know that there's something, and the way that I've heard about it is that it is AAA, not AA or indie. So that's how I heard of it, is that it's a AAA Castlevania.
You know, the crazy thing is that ever since Konami has been back, all of their efforts have been basically AAA efforts.
Yeah,
they haven't really,
except for their like remasters and stuff.
Yeah, obviously the collections of all of their new, even though they're remakes and remasters, it's new, have been like AAA effort. Like, they didn't just make Metal Gear Solid with improved visuals. They literally remade that game from the ground up. Same with Silent Hill 2, and Silent Hill F is a completely new game that looks like really good. It looks just as good as the Silent Hill 2 remake. So they're putting some budget behind these games, and I mean, I know Bloober is on the cheaper. I'm not gonna say like they got Bloober because they make cheap games, but I know Bloober is a smaller team. It's not like they got Capcom, where obviously Capcom gonna run you a pretty penny, or they got someone like
Bloober is more like Don't Nod, like I would say.
Yeah, so they can do a lot with a little,
Exactly.
Exactly the whatever. Remember the whole thing with Bloober Team and Nintendo? The rumors of Bloober Team working on a Nintendo game.
Oh yeah, I do remember.
Maybe not a Nintendo game, but a Nintendo Switch 2 title or Switch title. I'm still kind of I want to see what's going on with that. I remember Nintendo praising them for being able to create like great experiences on smaller budgets or something like that.
Hey, maybe it's Silent Hill 2's coming to the Switch too. What if it's that?
I mean, I could see that, but I would want it to be a new title specifically made for the Switch 2.
Sure.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on. All right, we didn't get to talk about this last week because it came out a little bit after, but let's talk a little bit about PlayStation. Specifically, let's start with PlayStation Plus, because it seems that according to their shareholders meeting, their quarterly report, they will continue raising the price of PlayStation Plus to maximize profitability and provide a better experience, a better catalog for the gamers, for PlayStation gamers. Continue, of course, because they've always been providing such a quality service. Am I right? But
funny.
I feel like that's just going to be the thing that happens with these subscription services. They're just going to keep raising prices, just like Netflix, just like all these other subscriptions. Game Pass is going to increase as well, except on the contrary of PlayStation Plus never really being that good of a service in the first place. Game Pass always feels like I'm getting way more than what I've put in monetarily. So when the Game Pass price increase does happen, which it will, I'm never like, man, fuck Xbox for this, you know?
Yeah.
Am I alone in that sentiment?
I feel like, yeah, every time Xbox has raised the prices, they've added something to the service, because like I remember they raised the prices a little bit when EA Play was in there, when they added that, and then like, you know, they started to add in the Bethesda stuff. I don't know if they raised the prices then,
No,
but
it didn't. It was the next increase, or no,
it was when Call of Duty, right?
Call of Duty.
Yeah. Then they increased it with COD. So yeah, I mean, like,
No. I think they raised it right before Starfield. In 2023. And they raised it again Call of Duty 2024. And it's usually like right after the Direct, or like soon after the Direct. That's when they do it.
Yeah.
So yeah. But
I see.
Both times it wasn't like, man, they just like when Game Pass increased in 2023. In 2023, I was saying, man, this is the best year that we've had in Game Pass. And then when the price increased in 2024, I said, man, this is the best year we have ever had with Game Pass. And in 2025, I can definitely say, yeah, this is the best year that we've had in Game Pass. So, in my opinion, the price increase is not killing me. It's justified in my eyes. But it's not like anyone likes seeing prices go up at any point. If the prices can't stay the same, then I would obviously prefer that it stayed the same. I'm not one of those people who be like, I want to pay more for Game Pass because I feel like I'm getting too much value. I don't know what's wrong with them motherfuckers, but
that's the ultimate show right there.
I wish I could pay them more. No, you don't.
No one actually thinks that.
Only time I feel like that is like if there's some DLC and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna pick up the DLC just because I enjoyed this game so much. Or if I'll play it in Game Pass, I'm like, bro, I enjoyed this game so much that I'm gonna buy the game also because it was just that good. Every now and then, but rare. All right, but sticking on PlayStation, they have finally reached the point where there are more monthly active users on PS5 than there are on PS4. 5 years after release. And is that not crazy to you? Because that was crazy to me when I read it. 5 years into the generation, crazy. The PS5 has finally surpassed the PS4 in monthly active users.
Yeah, no, that is pretty fucking insane. But it's yeah.
And the crazy
part
a while. Is the PS5 is already at like 75 million or something like that.
Yeah, 78. Yeah,
78 million. How? Like what? Obviously, people are not playing these PS5s because it don't make sense to me. At that point, the PS5 should be way more active, but also with cross-gen lasting as long as it did, even up to this point where Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is still going to be on PS4 and Xbox One for whatever reason. I kind of understand at the same time why. So I thought that was a pretty crazy statement. Like, how long do you think it would take for the Nintendo Switch 2 to start beating Nintendo Switch 1 in monthly active users?
I'm gonna say 3 years. The over-under should be around 3 years.
Yeah, that's what I usually expect. 3 years. I think Xbox been past that point. Around like 2022, 2023. Which is why I'm over here like, how did PlayStation not pass this point, but Xbox did? But I guess, man. And also, it's gonna help with Nintendo because, you know, they have exclusives right out the gate. And, you know, exclusives sell new consoles. Exclusives. Xbox. But yeah, man. We'll have to see how. Where do you think the PS5 is gonna end this generation in terms of sales?
Sales?
I don't think it's gonna hit 100,000.
100 million, you mean?
Or yeah, 100 million.
I think it is. So I was actually looking at their numbers and all that. I watched the whole business meeting because I was kind of curious about the new CEO and how much Herman Hulst was actually going to be in there, which is funny because he actually plays a big role in their business meeting still. Yeah. So it's not like he's pushed to the side. Like he's still very much there, and he's still very much in power as much as the other guy, just on the first party studio wise. But anyway, so I have the chart of how much the consoles have sold, or the PS5 has sold. So physical year 2020, it was 7.8 mil. Physical year 2021 was 11.5 mil. Physical year 2022 was 19.1 mil. Physical year 2023 was 20.9 mil, and then last year was 18.5. So the past 3 years, they've been really close, if not exceeding the 20 mil mark. I'm gonna say this year is gonna be a little slower. Oh yeah. I think that they'll still probably hit like 10 million in the year. So that will bring the number. That'll bring the number to, I think, 88-ish million. So if
I think
next year
be the only, like, if tariffs go into effect, that's gonna be the reason that the PS5 doesn't hit 100 million.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, no, we still don't. I don't think we have the numbers for this past quarter. I think we're technically still in this quarter, right? Quarter 2.
Yeah.
And I think that they did get a pretty big boost in sales in this quarter because last quarter was like a downward trajectory. But I'm gonna say it'll probably hit 100 mil by 2027, 2028. Next year is gonna get a huge boost of PS5s sold just because of GTA.
Oh yeah, I forget about GTA also.
That console alone might honestly or that game alone might propel the PS5 to 100 mil, like just on its own, because it's literally gonna be the default console. Like people are gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna get GTA, I'm gonna get a PS5. Like that's literally how it's gonna go. So I think it will hit 100 mil. It will fall short of the PS4
unless the Nintendo Switch 2 is the default console for GTA 6.
For GTA 6,
and then it's a wrap.
That'd be sick. I would love that. I would personally love that. But yeah, I do think it's gonna fall short of the PS4 numbers because what PS4 is at 120, 130.
Yeah, 120, 130, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna hit 120, but I could see it hitting 100 for sure.
All right, and the last piece of news relating to PlayStation. Actually, is that the last piece of news? Yeah. Or no, there's one more.
Hey, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, right?
No problem. So the last piece of news as far as the console, the platform itself, is a statement that Herman Hulst made that definitely had me scratching my head, because if any other platform had said something like this, there would be all kinds of crazy articles talking about this. but I did not see anyone saying anything or reacting to this. There was no news articles. Insider Gaming wasn't outside with this one. Like Polygon, Kotaku, I ain't seen none of them show up for this. So Herman Host said, when it comes to single player games, we are focused on consistently delivering at least one tentpole title per year at the right time in the year. At the level which players have come to expect from PlayStation Studios.
Righty.
One tentpole title per year for single player game.
Okay.
Is that not crazy? Because if Xbox or Nintendo were to say, hey, one game a year is perfectly fine. One single player game a year is perfectly fine for us. There would be headlines across every news outlet saying all kinds of crazy shit about either one of them. But somehow PlayStation saying that we're gonna focus on consistently delivering at least one tentpole title. At least one? Bro. What is Xbox's strategy? We need to have at least one game per quarter for a year. At least 4 games, 4 quality releases a year. Nintendo, they don't even have to say it because they do that on a regular basis. Like, drop it 4 quality first party or like partnered exclusive games in a year would be a slow year for Nintendo. One tentpole title per year is crazy in my eyes. 3 should be the minimum. And you can say, oh well, tentpole could mean just the God of Wars, the Horizons, like the franchises that are already known, but it's not including new IP. Where are the new IPs then? Where they at though? We got, let's see, as far as new IP, and I'm not talking from second party or third parties. How many new IP have we gotten from PlayStation this generation? Returnal. Oh, sorry. No, I can't count that because that wasn't one of their studios. And even
at the time, yeah.
And even no, I was gonna say I was gonna count Returnal just because they bought them really close to it, but Concord, we can count that one. Fair Games, where's that though? Can we count Marathon? That was announced way before they bought, way before they got bought by PlayStation.
And it's technically not a new IP.
Oh yeah, technically that is one of their first games.
Yeah.
But we're finally starting to see some new IP under their belt with Interstellar and Sorrows. But for the most part, this whole generation has just been sequels of their tentpole franchises.
Not even all, just some. Yeah. Like, we're just finally getting Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yotei.
That's not a tentpole.
We're just finally getting
No, I'm just playing.
The funniest thing is they didn't list Death Stranding 2 as the tentpole of this year. They listed Ghost as the tentpole title. So
that's that second.
So yeah,
party.
that kind of I was about to say that kind of proves that like kind of Kojima kind of works outside of the boundaries of PlayStation Studios.
It's not even the second party anymore because they don't own the Death Stranding IP anymore.
Oh yeah, Kojima owns it, huh?
Yep. Death Stranding 2
yeah.
on Nintendo Switch 2 about to go crazy.
They still gotta port that first one over. But Yeah, man, this is some. I was so shocked when because I listened to it and they said like, oh yeah, one tentpole, when like literally I remember like 2 or 3 years ago it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna deliver at least 1 to 2 or something, like I remember them even saying like it was more than just one, but this time they just blatantly said like, yeah, just one, like expect just one tentpole title. Which is sad, and they even have in one of the slides, like they have Wolverines and Intergalactic like on top of each other, and I was like, yeah, right, like it's probably gonna be like Wolverines next year and then Intergalactic's 2027, like. But
and that's the end of the generation.
yeah, and it's Duns.
That's it.
Dunzo.
That's all, folks. All I'm gonna say, Staros is gonna be the best game of the PlayStation generation. I'm gonna call it now. The PS5 generation.
For sure.
This has been, and I'm not even only talking about PlayStation. Even considering Xbox's output, I would say that this is the worst generation. Even worse than the Xbox One and PS4, which I thought was a terrible generation as well. Like, if it wasn't for the Switch kind of saved. Actually, I'll just because the Switch is a part of the PS5 Series X generation, I'll still say that the PS4 Xbox One is the weakest. But the PS5 alone is definitely the worst PlayStation generation by a mile. Not even close. So hopefully they ended on a high note. Hopefully Interstellar, I keep calling it Interstellar, Intergalactic is as generational as The Last of Us was, and hopefully for good reasons this time. But yeah, man, that's all I gotta say on that topic. All right, let's move on from PlayStation just for a bit because we still got one more PlayStation topic. Let's go ahead and talk about the next generation of Xbox, because we finally got full confirmation that new Xbox consoles are coming, even though it's not like they haven't said that 100 times before. But you know, they once you put it into a video, then it starts to hit people like, oh my god, Xbox is making new consoles. Isn't that a crazy concept? But they officially announced that they're partnering with AMD. They're building the next generation of Xbox first party devices, not third party like the Asus ROG Ally X or Asus Xbox Ally. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Xbox ROG Ally. Wait, ROG Xbox.
ROG Box.
Terrible name.
Yeah, Xbox Ally is pretty much. Yeah. I feel like what people are gonna call it.
Which Xbox Ally is actually a pretty cool name, just because it feels like, oh, it's not an Xbox, it's the ally of the Xbox because it's a partner device.
Yeah,
like, you know, for sure. It's your partner on the side of your Xbox. So yeah, Terabon came through with a video talking about their partnership with AMD and how they're gonna work on their first party devices, and obviously they're gonna update the infrastructure for cloud with the new hardware, and then hopefully that cloud is actually gonna be on par with GeForce, or at least I would hope better at this point. But cloud definitely needs a huge update, so that's gonna be a big one. And they promise next level performance, cutting edge graphics, breakthrough gameplay, and unmatched compatibility. They say all of your Xbox games will go into the future with you. It will be fully backwards compatible, which is what everyone wants to hear. We want that first party device that blends PC. Like you get the Steam, GOG, Epic storefronts, but you also get the your first party game Xbox games backwards compatible as well. And it seems that is what the promise will be. Although they never specifically said anything about the other storefronts in this video. But that's the ongoing rumor for now. But are you hyped for the next generation of Xbox?
Yeah, man. I was kind of looking back through Hip Hop Gamer's like stuff, right? His tweets, his like his podcast appearances that he was on. And I remember like a few years ago, he even said like, oh yeah, Xbox is going to make this thing that's like, it's not going to be a PC, but it's not going to be a console. It's going to be something that kind of flips between both. And I remember people used to be like, nah, like that's not going to be, but hearing what like this, the potential of what this is, and just like finally getting that announcement, man, it's super exciting. It's super exciting. I'm still crossing my fingers for them to throw an X3D chip in there, a specialized X3D chip, something like that. Man, it's gonna be crazy. I have high hopes.
Yeah. Now I'm tentatively excited because I already have a PC.
Yeah.
And that is basically my Xbox because I really do not use my Xbox often anymore. But at the same time, I just love new hardware, and I love that console experience as well. As you can see, my fucking PC just decides to fuck me over every month or so. So there's just something that brings you peace, like PCs do not bring you peace like a console does, where you can just sit down, turn it on, and get right into the gaming.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I know what the future holds. And I know that future entails $800+ consoles. And am I ready to shell out $800 for a console? For the cheapest model? Now, what I think consoles are gonna do, because it's gonna happen, they're gonna have to jump up to that $1,000 range. So what I hope is that, you remember the Xbox program where you were able to subsidize your console like a phone and pay it off monthly, with a Game Pass included?
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be the thing. Like, they're just gonna be just like phones, where you're gonna have to pay it off over 2 years or whatever it is, because that is literally the only way that the average consumer will be able to afford that console, or at least justify buying it. And I think that should just be a standard across consoles in general, where they're just like, hey, just go on the xbox.com, we'll ship your console, and then you'll start your plan. You'll be set up with 2 years of Game Pass to go along with it while you're paying that off. It locks people into the Game Pass, and then I'm pretty sure PlayStation will lock you into the PS Plus, and you'll be paying it off monthly with no extra fees, or like you're not paying extra on top of it. You're literally just paying for there's no interest, I guess, unless you miss your payments, then they gonna fuck you. But so yeah, that's where I think they're heading, because Xbox already did it when the console was $500. Now, I think they're gonna go even harder on it, but they really didn't advertise it, which I didn't understand. That should have been everywhere. So I think they're gonna go hard on it. Like paying off consoles, like you pay off your phone, is gonna be a normal thing in my eyes. So yeah. And then, but other than the price, I'm excited just to see. Honestly, the biggest thing I'm excited about is AI and how they implement it in the new Xbox console, and what kind of. I'm more excited about what it entails for gameplay and a little bit game creation, because we've kind of seen a little bit of that, but I want to see AI used fully, you know?
Yeah.
So that's one of the big things I'm excited about, and then really that's really it. And then how is backwards compatibility going to be handled if it's technically not going to be the same or Xbox platform? It's going to have some form of Windows. I mean, Xbox OS is already based on Windows, but yeah, it's definitely a very exciting. It's a very exciting prospect for sure on like what are we gonna see, because I feel like this is gonna be the most different Xbox that we have gotten.
Yeah.
And then also, when they announce the game, or when they announce the consoles, are they gonna show God of War running on it? in the God of War Ragnarok, the Steam version running on it, just to show
Ghost of Tsushima. Imagine Spider-Man 2, something like that.
Yeah, we need petty Xbox back. But yeah, I'm hyped for it. Will I get it at launch? It might be the first Xbox since the Xbox One that I don't get at launch. But we'll have to see how things go.
Hell yeah.
Was there anything else in this topic that I'm forgetting? I don't think so. Oh. So what do you think of the release date for this for the new generation? Do you think it's gonna be 2027?
So I was actually doing a little bit of digging just to see Microsoft's past trends with like what they do for their console announcements and then launches.
You're on the same page as me then.
Okay, so I forgot the project code name for Xbox One X, but they announced it in June of 2016.
Scorpio.
And then they launched. Scorpio. They announced it in June of 2016, and then it launched the following year in the fall. So around like 1.5 years. Mm-hmm. Same thing with the Series X. They announced it in. They announced it at that E3 2019, was it? And they came out 1.5 years later. So I'm gonna say right now that Microsoft's internal targets are probably at the end of 2026. That's when they would like to. That's when they would like for it to launch.
I'm with you. Also, I hope that Xbox, if they can't hit the holiday 2026, I hope they don't just push it all the way to holiday 2027. I hope that they do like Nintendo, where Nintendo realizes it doesn't matter when you launch your console. Launch it in March, launch it in June. It doesn't matter. So I hope Xbox learns from Nintendo. It's just like, you know what? We missed holiday 2026. Maybe we can do February or March, April, June 2027. But don't push it all the way back to the holiday for no apparent reason.
Exactly.
But yeah, this next generation might be the last of the Xbox and possibly PlayStation consoles, but I feel like it's going to be the most different than any other consoles before it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that has me excited for the remainder of Gen 10 because the Switch 2 is already Gen 10. All right. With that, I believe I have just one more small topic. Probably should have saved this one. Or I probably should have saved the one we just did for last, but just one more topic. Marathon officially delayed, and this comes from the Marathon dev team. They say, thank you not only for your passionate feedback around the Marathon reveal and alpha playtest, also for your patience while we took the time to listen closely and chart our next steps. Though through every comment and real-time conversation on social media and Discord, your voice has been strong and clear. Taking this to heart, and we know we need more time to craft Marathon into the game that truly reflects your passion. After much discussion with our dev team, we've made the decision to delay the September 23rd release. The alpha test created an opportunity for us to calibrate and focus the game on what will make it uniquely compelling: survival under pressure, mystery and lore around every corner, raid-like in-game challenges, and Bungie's genre-defining FPS combat. We're using this time to empower the team to create the intense, high-stakes experience that a title like Marathon is built around. This means deepening the relationship between the developers and the game's most important voices, our players. Over the next few months, we'll continue closed testing, including participants from the alpha, to deploy gameplay updates and test new features as they come online. Some of our immediate focus areas will be upping the survival game, more challenging and engaging AI encounters, more rewarding runs with new types of loot and dynamic events, making combat more tense and strategic, doubling down on the Marathon universe, increased visual fidelity, more narrative and environmental storytelling to discover and to interact with, a darker tone that delivers on the themes of the original trilogy, adding more social experiences, a better player experience for solos/duos, proximity chat so social stories can come to life. And that is it. You'll hear from us again later this fall when we can share the progress we've made alongside the game's new release date. Thank you again for your patience and, much more importantly, your passion. Your continued feedback will help us make Marathon the incredible gaming experience we all know it can be. So that was the message that announced the delay. But how did you react to the news that it was delayed?
Yeah, this was also one that was mentioned by name in the PlayStation business meeting. They still said in the meeting that it was targeting the end of this year still. So I don't know if they're gonna because the fall months for business are September, October, November, and then the winter months for business are December, and then it goes on to the next year.
Yeah, January, February.
I think so. So I wasn't surprised at all. Like, this game, it was bound to happen. I am in the Marathon Discord server, and I actually you know how in Discord you can see the activity of people that are online or whatever.
Yeah.
In the Marathon Discord server, they have a whole section of where it says Bungie devs, and there's 20 of them that are usually online, and sometimes I just be looking at what they're doing, and it was 4 or 5 days that I went in there, and it was 2 or 3 of the Bungie devs were in OBS for 50 plus hours. So it was they were definitely doing something. They're cooking up or they might be even just doing their art passes and stuff like that. But I could tell they're taking it serious. They definitely are taking this art stuff serious, even though the internet is clowning them on it. So I knew it was gonna get delayed. Now, if it stays in this year, I'm not really certain about that. It might end up getting delayed to next year, but But yeah, I'm not surprised by the delay news. It was bound to happen. The funny thing is, in the delay news, they said that they're like adjusting the tone of the game, and it's like bruh, like the you establish the tone of the fucking game like way before like anything really. Like it's usually like gameplay tone and like story or like the first things like you really work towards. But yeah, man, I'm still curious. I'm not really optimistic anymore about the game, but I am curious about it. But yeah.
I mean, the game always looked decent to me. Like I've wanted to play it from the jump. I like the art style, even though I mean fidelity really does not matter to me that much.
Yeah.
But I love the art style of it, which obviously was kind of borrowed, to say the least, from that person, whatever her name was.
Yeah, Anti-Real.
Yeah. But a delay is always good. Now, if this game is still coming out this year, I don't think many of the criticisms can really be fixed in that time frame. Like September to December, that's 3 months. A 3-month delay is like, oh, you're fixing some like bugs and polishing. This is more than some bugs and polishing that you need to do to this game to get it ready for release when it comes to like all of the criticisms that we've been hearing about this game. So I don't know what their actual plan is in that aspect, but it is what it is. Is this gonna save the game? I doubt it, actually. I think the damage is already done, and actually I wouldn't be surprised if the game gets canceled altogether before it comes out. But I still feel like even if it does come out, it's gonna kind of flounder, and I don't think it'll be too long before they just end support for it and take it offline.
Yeah, it was funny to me seeing like the news people saying like Bungie delayed Marathon when I actually think it's more so Sony delayed it. I think it's more so on them, honestly, but but yeah, definitely needed it for sure.
But yeah, I still think I'm gonna end up picking up Marathon just because I really want to try it out. So I think it'll still be a game that I personally look forward to playing, even if the rest it'll be just like Suicide Squad. Hopefully, I'm in that same camp that I was with Suicide Squad. That I enjoyed the hell out of it, but everyone else hated it. I love being in that spot. Now I thought that Concord would be the same way, and then I ended up hating Concord. So hopefully it's more Suicide Squad than it is Concord. But that's all I gotta say on the delay of Marathon. Any final words before we wrap up the show?
Other than yeah, it's looking rough for PlayStation Live Service, man. It's looking really rough for them.
This man Neo, he went to go see Lisa in concert.
Okay.
You don't know about Lisa.
I do not at all, but
she's
Lisa Sue? No, I'm just kidding.
She's the one who sings the intro for Demon Slayer. Or whatever that, I don't know how to say that shit, but
I see.
But yeah, with that,
okay,
let's go ahead and wrap it up. That is it. That is all we have for you guys today. Thank you all for tuning in and all the people leaving comments in the chat. We do appreciate the support. Make sure you guys hit that like because we love you guys and it helps us grow this channel. if you're not subscribed, you enjoyed the show, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated for when Dual-Wield goes not live, premieres. But yeah, man, Subeg, another week, another Dual-Wield. Appreciate you for pulling up to talk about games with me. Where can we find you? What you got going on?
Yeah, man, I've been grinding out these Lognet articles. I've put out 3 in a week, which I don't think I've ever done. So, it's looking good. I got something else cooking up. I actually got a few things that I want to try to get out before the end of the month. But definitely been cooking up Lognet. Definitely haven't been cooking up on Twitch, but I want to. I really want to stream Mario Kart. I think that'd be a really fun stream. Definitely gonna play it online if I do. Because you know the rage gets the viewers going. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I want to stream it. Hopefully I can get it 1 or 2 streams in by this week or next week. So yeah, you guys can see me on all that stuff. Definitely gonna get in some more FF16. I might play a little bit more on the Xbox, just because there's some things that I want to just get off of my backlog, or at least like dive into. Like I've been kind of itching to get back into a Persona, so I might either pick up a Persona 3 or I might go back into Metaphor. So that I bought Dragon Quest 11 on Xbox, the definitive edition. So I can also go into that. I have Deltarune also on the Switch too, so I've been dabbling a little bit of that. I've been in my turn-based bag lately, honestly. Been in my turn-based bag, but yeah, man, just trying to game. I want to play some more games, man. It's an exciting it's an exciting season for that, for sure. So
sure. But yeah, that's all you got?
Yes, sir. That's all I got. Rematch tomorrow. Gonna be on the soccer streets.
Of course.
Woo. Bro, these games are killing it right now. Outside of Mind's Eye, did you see that the XP2 Discord was giving away Mind's Eye?
No, I did not.
Yeah, bro, I looked at that shit and I was like, you gotta be fucking trolling. Like what is this? But yeah, no. Been gaming, been playing a lot of good shit.
That's what's up. As for myself, Don Otaku, you can find me on Twitter at Pasta Feet, spreading the gospel of Bananza and spreading the hate for Astrobot as usual. You can find me on twitch.tv/Don Solo, SOLOW, eventually, one of these days. And of course, you can find me right here on YouTube, where not only are we doing Dual-Wield Gaming Podcast every Thursday, Project and Title Gaming Podcast live every Saturday. And don't forget to check out Lognet, lordsofgaming.net, where my article for the Donkey Kong Bananza Direct just went up. So check that out. Let me know how y'all feel about my breakdown of that. But of course, got some more reviews. Nintendo Switch 2 hardware review should be coming up soon as well. So yeah, got a lot going on there. And as for what I'm gonna be playing, of course I'm gonna be playing Fantasy Life, because that is my life now. And Mario Kart World, still gonna be finishing up those courses, and playing online every now and then, but honestly, I try to avoid that as much as possible. Just because my blood pressure cannot handle it.
Yeah.
What else? I think that's Rematch step. Be on Rematch. Tough. Might try out FBC. We'll have to see if I can get anybody on. But I have it downloaded. And I also have the Alters downloaded, but I don't know when I'll actually get a chance to play that. It's one of the games I've been looking forward to the most out of this year, and there's just too much going on to be. Bro, you know what else is coming out in, I think, tomorrow? And it's a game that I've been looking forward to forever, and I don't think I'm gonna play it anytime soon. Date Everything.
Hmm.
And
oh yeah, didn't you talk about this game before?
yes, the one that you date furniture and household items, and they come to life, and it's about to come out tomorrow, I think. And the reviews are good. They're at an 84 on OpenCritic, and I'm just like, bro. I played the demo also, and I was like, bro, yeah, this is so for me, but I just don't have any time to actually play it. Also, another game I was looking forward to that I played. I was in the NDA alpha, but now that it's out, I can talk about it. Dune Awakening. I played the alpha for Dune Awakening, and I was like, I love survival games. This game is an amazing survival game. It's one of those MMO survival games, so it's gonna be the ones where if you come across a player, you might team up with them. They might attack you. You might attack them and steal their loot. You never know what's gonna happen when you come across a player, if they're gonna be friendly or not, if they're gonna betray you, if you are friendly with them. But also if you just want to kind of play it as a single player experience, just going through the story, it also is a really good game that way as well. And it incorporates the story of Dune and the universe so well. The sandworms are scary as hell. Like, I remember I built my house. Like, I noticed that everyone was building their houses along the cliffs and stuff. I'm like, bro, there's free real estate out here. What are you idiots doing? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put mine right here in the middle of the sand. I'm over here. I was like 80% done building my house. I just hear, I'm like, bro, what the hell's going on? Sandworm pops up, eats my entire house. Everything that I just worked hard to build, gone in seconds. I'm like, oh, that's why they were building along the cliffs. That makes sense. So my dumbass had to rebuild my entire house, had to collect all the resources again. But yeah, that game is really good. And I was thinking that it was gonna score low just because I thought that, like, it being a multiplayer survival game and it being kind of glitchy, like it was a little glitchy in the beta or the alpha, whatever it was, that it was gonna actually score on the lower side. But it actually ended up scoring, like, when it first initially came out, it was at an 84, and I was like, bro, what? But it's lowered down to 80, which is still really good for that type of game. So yeah, Dune Awakening is definitely a game that I recommend. I have not picked up the full release yet just because of all the stuff that's been going on, but it's definitely a game that I'm looking forward to picking up whenever I can. Also, just on a, because I wanted to kind of bring this up before the show, but I forgot about it. Did you hear the Clips' new song, or did you hear like anything about the Clips' new song, Pusha T?
I heard that he dissed Travis, but
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it. I'm trying to actually wait for the whole album so I could listen to the whole album. But I heard that he dissed him though.
Yeah.
Good. No.
Bro, and look. At first, I was like, "Come on, Travis! What could Travis have possibly done for you to be dissing him?" But once I heard the reason that he dissed him, I was actually like, "Bro, I never even looked at it like that." But this man Pusha actually on point, because the reason that he went after Travis.
Yeah, how did he frame it? Yeah,
he went after Travis because Travis has been Switzerland through all of the stuff going on with Kanye and Drake, or with Drake and Pharrell, and he's been the friend of, he's been trying to play both sides this whole time, and basically just clinging on to them even though like obviously they're beefing, like the whole sicko mode thing, Drake dissing Kanye, his mentor, by the way, on the track that he's on, him just like not,
both of their mentors. Honestly.
Exactly. And you just have him just playing Switzerland, trying to play both sides. And then the same thing with Pharrell when Drake was on Meltdown, literally talking about melting down Pharrell's chains on Travis's song, while Pharrell was on that same album. Like Pusha T and Travis were in the same studio with Pharrell, and he called up Pharrell, or like Pusha T and Travis were in the same studio, and Travis had called up Pharrell to play the album for him. He played the whole Utopia, but he took out Drake's part. He didn't play, obviously, for obvious reason, he didn't play Drake's part to Pharrell. So then when the album come out and everybody's talking about Drake dissing Pharrell, then what's it called? Pusha was like, "Oh, yeah, nah, I don't like that, bro." Like, so I was, you know what? I was like, "Yeah, Pusha, you got it. I understand." Because there at some points, you can't play both sides, bro. Like, if you down with somebody and there's somebody who's really coming at coming at your partner to the point that like the Drake and especially to the point that the Drake and Kanye beef was like, there you gotta pick a side, bro. So I was like, you know what? And yeah, he was basically like calling him a whore. He was like, he don't have any kind of loyalties or any standards. He just go with whoever's hot, and then like he just tries to cling to them no matter what. I was like, you know what, Pusha, I'm on your side on this. So yeah. Either way, that album was about to be fire. But for real this time, that's all I got.
For sure.
But with that, thank you all again. Enjoy your week, your weekend, month, year, life, all that. Peace out, everybody. Bye-bye.
Peace.